All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, and I notice that one of the jurors has notes. I really don't recommend that you take notes because you are not allowed to use those notes when you begin deliberation. So if you're taking notes, that means that maybe you're not perhaps looking at witnesses and that type of thing. So I sort of discourage that because again, when I let you know it's time for you to begin your deliberations, you're not going to be able to take any notes in the back with deliberations at all. Does everyone understand? All right, state is still your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. So yeah, we last left off that you had ran away and then you were discovered by the police, is that correct?
Yes,
What happened once the police made contact with
they showed up to where I was residing and they proceeded to take me back to where I was living, which was Piper's Lane, where I had ran away from.
you? Back to your mother's residence.
Yes, and she wasn't residing there any longer, so they had to figure out where she was residing recent. And they found her address and they actually had called her and she came to pick me.
And where did she take you?
She had took me to where she was residing in the home, and I think she just made me into her that night.
Once you were returned, who else was still living? Who else was living at the house?
So it was her, my siblings, the defendant, and the defendant's mom, and the defendant's mom's husband.
And again, you were, how old were you when you were discovered by the police?
17.
And did anything else happen after that?
No,
Are you still living with your mother and the defendant?
no, she had me, the same night that they had found me, she had me just go back to where I was, and I've never lived with her.
So since that day you were returned, you haven't lived with them. And again, you're 26 now.
Yes, correct.
Have you had any contact with the defendant since that day?
No,
Have you had any contact with your mother since that day?
I did, was my mom.
How often do you talk to your mom?
The last time I talked to her was in 2019.
And to your knowledge, are the defendant and your mother still in a relationship?
Yes, to my knowledge.
Have you had contact with your siblings over the years?
And no, I have not.
And you know, this happened. Well, the last incident you are saying happened 12 years ago. Why are you still proceeding with this case?
I feel like that I never really got my justice from it, and what justice looks like for me is just being here speaking my truth today. And I also feel that I'm not looking for jail time. I just believe he should be registered so that way it's prevented from happening to the next person.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Pass the witness.
Defense.
Yes, Your Honor. It's fair to say, is it not, Nina, that you have changed your story several times?
Yes, it's fair to say,
Why is that?
because I was determined to speak my truth, but I was too young and I was manipulated into withholding my truth.
This is the second time I noticed that you say my truth. Is it subjected to what you believe?
It's not what I believe, it's what was done to me. It happened to my body.
According to what you believe?
Correct.
Okay. Let me get this straight. Last time any sexual contact happened, according to you, was when you were 14 years of age.
Correct.
Is that your statement in front of the jury right here?
Yes,
When you were 14 years of age? Nothing else after 14 years of age.
Nothing else after 14.
What age would that have been? What year would that have been when you were 14?
Let's see, give me a moment to trace back. 23. (2012),
You were born in 1997, correct?
correct.
So if 1997, you add 14, that would be 2011. Is that correct?
Then I miscounted one, correct.
I just want to make sure that we're all straight.
Okay.
2011, correct? That you would have been 14 years of age.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Approach.
Yes.
Can I have the indictment? Count number 4. What year is that?
Right here.
Right here, count number 4.
2012.
2012. Count number 5. What year is that?
2012.
So in 2012, you were how old?
2012, I was. If I was 14 in 2011, then I was 15 in 2012.
15 years of age, correct?
Correct.
Would you be surprised if I told you that nobody in the families of your siblings recalls any physical harm by my client?
Objection, Your Honor, proper impeachment.
That'll be sustained.
You stated, and I quote, that there was sexual harassment, physical harm to your siblings. Did you not say that?
Objection, Your Honor, and proper impeachment.
That's overruled.
My sibling, my sister, not my siblings.
Okay, so Jacqueline,
Yes.
is she the one that you're stating to the jury that my client physically presented harm to her?
Yes, he's caused fidget in her head before.
Okay. Have you caused her harm?
I did. I was not a good sister. I was being taught violence from the defendant.
In fact, you were also taught how to have sex with her, weren't you?
Objection, and proper impeachment.
Overruled.
Under-
Go ahead, answer.
I did not have sex with my sister.
So you're here telling the jury that you and Jacqueline, you didn't touch her inappropriately.
Objection, ask and answer.
Overruled.
You didn't touch her. I just want to make sure. Did you touch her inappropriately?
I never touched her inappropriately.
But we hear that you caused her harm.
Yes, I did cause her physical harm.
Did you tell that to the investigators?
I don't believe so. I don't believe I was asked about that.
Yeah, no, I can't find it.
Yeah, I wasn't asked about that.
Okay.
Because I came to report something completely different from that.
Earlier in your statement, you stated that my client was fully clothed. Actually, you were fully clothed and you felt his wetness. You remember that?
Yes.
How's that possible?
Because his genital, his penis was touching my back. And his penis was already wet.
But you were fully clothed.
My pajamas that I was wearing at the time were very thin. I could feel it seep through.
I'm glad you mentioned pajamas because earlier you stated that in one occasion you were wearing your school clothing. Do you remember that?
Yes,
Did you tell that to anybody during this investigation?
I do not recall if I had explained it as my school clothing.
May I approach your honor?
Yes.
Now, please do not read anything. This is just to refresh your recollection. Tell me if in any of those you can find where you told anybody that you were wearing your school clothing?
No, I did not. It's not in here.
Thank you for your candor, Miss.
Yes.
Based on that, is it fair to say that there's a lot of facts that you have omitted, but you have told them today?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
Based on that we know that you didn't tell anybody of these investigators that you were wearing clothes, your school clothing.
Mhm.
That's different. Today you're saying that you were wearing clothing. Isn't it a fact that you have omitted the same type of facts over and over and over to this investigation?
Objection, Your Honor, improper impeachment.
Have a roll.
Yes, I have said
Okay.
that over and over.
My question was, can you read the question to the witness?
Based on that we know that you didn't tell anybody or these of these investigators that you were wearing clothes, your school clothes, that's different today. You're saying that you were wearing clothing. Isn't that a fact? That you have admitted the same type of facts over and over to this investigator?
Your Honor, we object to that question based on a misrepresentation of the complaining witness's testimony, prior testimony, as well as to the sidebar.
Overruled.
It just seems that I missed out it being school clothing. But yes, I did say over and over about being in clothes.
Do you not think that's an important fact?
It is very much an important fact. Yes, I agree.
But yet you had never said it to anyone except here today.
No, I did not.
How many times have you told your story?
I cannot recall.
You cannot recall.
Mhm.
Would it be fair for the jury to know that you have changed your story?
From when I was young to an adult woman, yes, it would be fair.
In fact, it appears that it's getting more events and more events as time goes by. Would you agree with that statement?
Of course.
You stated that you were sent away to Tia. What's her Tia's name?
Grace.
Grace? So based on your testimony, you went there twice?
No, I went with my aunt Grace first. Then when CPS got involved, I went with my different aunts. I have 5 different aunts.
Okay. So there are 2 different aunts. When you went with Grace, how old were you?
I was in my 7-year-old bracket.
You were 7 years of age. What year would that be?
I cannot recall right now. I don't want to calculate.
You don't remember when you were 7 years of age?
I don't remember the year.
Okay.
So,
According to your statement, nothing happened to you until the year 2006. Is that correct?
2006, I'm trying to see how old I was. Yes, correct.
By that time, you have spoken with Maribel Chapa, have you not?
I don't recall my real job.
You don't recall. Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you again to read this for yourself. Don't say anything out loud. It's to refresh your recollection.
I recall.
You remember Michelle Chapa? Do you remember telling her a date?
I did not recall. I just remember telling her I didn't want to go home.
How many times have you told her that you had had sexual encounters with my client?
I only told her that once because she questioned me why I didn't want to go home.
Again, Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
This is just to refresh your recollection.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna ask you to read that for yourself.
Thank you. I don't recall still. I'm sure I did though. I just remember.
You had a package, you told her 3 times,
I mean, if it's stating this, then yes. I would say it's
not once, but 3 times.
correct.
And after that, what happened?
CBS got involved.
In fact, multiple times CPS got involved, did it not?
Yes, they did.
And the story got bigger and bigger and bigger, did it not?
The story didn't get bigger. It got the story, then it got diffused, then it came back, and then it got diffused. It was back and forth between lying and not lying.
May I approach again, Your Honor?
Yes.
Indictment, please. Now, you didn't see a date on that report, did you? I'm gonna ask you, what day is that on count number 1?
May 11th,
Of what the year?
2006.
2006. So this is right before you spoke with Michelle Chapa, is it not?
Okay, yes.
Yes?
I don't recall the year that I had spoke to her. So
You didn't tell her a year, did you?
I had said,
But yet here we have an indictment. Do you remember in 2006 on a specific date? Is that possible?
I mean, yeah, it is possible. I'm a child.
But you don't remember that you didn't tell her a date.
I don't remember telling her this.
In fact, earlier your testimony stated that after he was done, he will take showers. You remember that?
Yes,
And this is during the same time when you were 7 years of age, in 2006, 7 around.
mhm,
You remember that?
right.
Now approach, Your Honor.
Yes.
Again, so you can recollect
Yes, thank you.
or refresh your recollection. Tell just for yourself. You didn't tell Michelle that, did you?
What exactly was that?
That he would take showers.
No, because she was in the courtroom.
Now,
I didn't have to describe in detail everything.
closer in time, you forget that special detail. Years later, he on trial. Now he's taking showers after he's done with you. You find that odd?
I did not find that odd because one, I didn't say taking showers every time. So I feel like my words are being manipulated right now. I said that one incident when he first picked me up from my room to his room.
Do you mean your truth is being altered?
No, my.
Objection, Your Honor, argumentative.
I withdraw.
All right, so everyone, the court reporter can only take down one person at a time. So let's remember that. Ask your next question.
Yes, Your Honor. You remember speaking with April Titus, Detective Titus?
I do not remember.
You remember speaking with Detective Escarano?
Sounds familiar.
In fact, would you be surprised if the statements are completely different?
No, I'm not surprised at all.
Okay, so your story again has gotten progressive as year goes by.
Most definitely.
You remember more things.
No, I don't remember more things. I'm just getting braver and braver.
Well, for one, you didn't remember the shower incident in 2007, but you
remember that. I just didn't mention it. I mentioned the bigger parts because the shower isn't the problem. It was the problem of being touched. That's what was big to me in my mind as a child. So of course I didn't speak about details that didn't matter.
Okay. Is that what happened with story changes? You have to keep changing it to make it more believable?
Objection, Your Honor, argumentative.
Sustained.
Prosecutor asked you next time, and you said, well, I was 8, 9, or 10. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
That's 3 years difference.
Big time. So you can see why it's hard for me to recollect the important details and put them all together in a sequence.
Man, you're telling this jury that my client did something to you, and you can even pinpoint the actual year?
Objection, Your Honor, sidebar.
That'll be overruled.
I was a child.
That's either 2005, 2006, 2007, ma'am.
I don't keep count of calendars as a child. I just remember what happened to me.
The prosecutor asked you, did you tell anyone? Do you remember that?
Yes,
And you said no.
yes, I did not tell anyone at the beginning.
But then you said, I told my mom.
I had told my
Objection, Your
mom
Honor.
that one.
All right, just one moment. When either attorney makes an objection, just stop speaking. And then I'll make a ruling. And then if you have a question as to whether or not you can answer, just ask me, okay? All right, what is the objection?
Object to the sidebar, Your Honor. There's no question asked.
Overruled.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
You stated earlier that you didn't tell anyone, but then you changed your story and says, no, but I told my mom.
Yes, I didn't go and tell anybody exclusively anything. What happened was the date, that incident, that specific incident, I ended up telling my mom.
So you lied to your mom.
I had lied
Objection,
to her.
argumentative.
Overruled. You can answer the question.
I had told her, I had lied to her during the morning and the day until I came to school. And I came home from school.
Now, this is your mother. Why wouldn't she believe you?
Because she would never believe me.
Your mother.
Yeah, my mother.
Is that your truth, how you see it?
That's what was done.
How old were you when you opened your Twitter account?
Objection, relevance,
Overruled.
I don't even recall opening a Twitter account until I was out of the house.
You were out of the house. Is that when you left?
Yes.
Okay. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Earlier, I asked you, when you left the house, you said you were 16.
Correct.
Let me show you what has been marked as defendant exhibit number 1.
Your Honor, we'd object to this being shown to the defendant. Defense has not shown it to the state. We don't know what's being used to refresh
All right.
recollection.
That will be overruled.
Yeah, this is a fake.
Don't speak of it.
I'm sorry.
Just, I'm gonna ask you whether you know what that document purports to be.
A fake profile,
Does it appear to be altered in any way, shape, or form?
most definitely.
And do you have personal knowledge as to the contents of that page?
I do have personal knowledge and I had got very upset because that's not me. That was made up.
So that is not your Twitter account.
No, that is not. I don't use my last name on my accounts.
But at what age did you open it?
And that was a Facebook, that wasn't Twitter.
Was it you or was it not you?
That was not me.
Okay. So in 2011, you didn't write that you are hot fox for sex.
Objection, Your Honor, calls for speculation and improper impeachment under Rule 412.
That'll be sustained.
How old would you have been in 2011?
Objection, asked and answered.
Overruled. You can answer the question.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just.
Oh, no problem.
I'm 15.
Perhaps 14?
15. I calculated 15.
So you stated, and I quote, that you opened your Twitter account when you were 16.
I didn't open a Twitter account at 16.
You said that you opened it when you left.
Not when I left, when I was out of the house. And when I was out of the house, I was out of the house for the rest after that. So I would say I opened my first Twitter account around 18, 19.
And you were very active in social media, weren't you?
Yes, still am.
Still am. Now, approach, Your Honor.
Yes.
Let me show you what has been marked as defendant's exhibit number 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to ask you whether you know what those documents purport to be.
My social media,
Do you have personal knowledge as to the content of the documents?
of course.
And does it appear to be altered in any way, shape, or form?
No, it does not.
And are those actual accurate representation of what it shows?
Yes.
Yeah, at this time, I'm going to tender to the state for their perusal and review.
Your Honor, we'd object to exhibits 2, 3, 4, and 5 being admitted into evidence due to relevance and improper impeachment under Texas Rule of Evidence 412.
All right, may I see the exhibits, please?
At this time, the defendant would like to introduce into evidence exhibits 2, 3, 4, and 5.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have you all step out just briefly. We're going to take a 10-minute break. Remember my instructions. Everything you need to know about this case is to come from inside the courtroom. And I know I didn't tell you last time, but I will let you know when it's time for you to deliberate. So you're not to deliberate amongst yourselves or internally with yourself. I'll let you know when it's time for that. Does everyone understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone, please rise for the jurors. All right, everyone, please be seated. Oh, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, the state is not, I'm sorry, the defense is not finished with cross-examination of the complaining witness. But because there's a witness that needs to be taken up out of order because they're not going to be available, the defense has no objections to the state calling this witness. And tomorrow, the defense will resume their cross-examination of the complainant. All right, state, call your next witness.
Your Honor, state calls Belinda Castellanos.
Oh, I don't know. Are they bringing her?
Let me check.
You know, can we approach?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Hello. All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter and the jurors can hear. If you could state your name for the record.
Belinda Castellanos.
State.
Good afternoon, Ms. Castellanos. Ms. Castellanos, are you currently employed?
I'm retired.
Where did you work prior to retirement?
The Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
And what was your role there?
At first, I was an investigator, sexual abuse investigator from 2000 till 2011.
And how long total did you work for the Texas Department of Children and Family?
20 years.
20 years?
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, when did you start?
2000.
And do you know Nina Sanchez?
Yes.
How did you come to know her?
I was investigator in a case that she was involved as a victim.
And if you can recall, when were you assigned to Nina's case?
I was assigned to her case February the 10th of 2007.
Just one second. And Ms. Castellanos, I'm sorry, for total candor with the court, I saw you have papers up there. I would ask you not to look at those papers at this time.
Okay.
And so I'm sorry, back to the question, when were you assigned to your case?
Can I just look at the dates?
Is there anything that is your memory exhausted as to the dates of when you received the case?
It was February 10th of 2007.
So you were assigned the case in February 2007.
Yes.
And why did CPS, or why was there a case opened involving Nina Sanchez?
There was allegations of sexual abuse.
And were you made aware of who those allegations were made against?
Yes.
And who were those allegations made against?
Richard Thomas.
And do you see Richard Thomas in the courtroom today?
Sure.
If you could please identify him by pointing to him and identifying the article of clothing he's wearing.
He's sitting right there with a brown shirt.
Say we request the record to reflect the name or identification of the defendant. And Ms. Castellanos, what was your involvement in the case?
I interviewed everyone that was involved in the case to reach a determination whether abuse had or had not occurred.
And if you can recall, who was interviewed in this investigation?
Nina Sanchez, her mother, her siblings, Richard Thomas, and the reporter in the case.
And who is the reporter?
That's confidential.
And is that per CPS policy for that information to remain confidential?
That's in the Texas Family Code.
Thank you. And what type of conduct was alleged in this case?
Sexual abuse, allegations of digital penetration, and exposure of private areas.
And just to be clear for the record, what do you mean by digital penetration?
Digital penetration with fingers,
Penetrating what?
vaginal area.
And you said you interviewed Nina's mother in this case.
Yes.
What did without saying what she said, what did the interview involve
With the mother of the victim.
with the mother?
Just basically doing a risk assessment of her family history and also letting her know of the alleged allegations and see if she knew anything about them or what did she have to say about it.
And when you're investigating the parents in a child protective services case, do you make an opinion as to whether or not the parents are protective in those
Yes.
cases? And in this case, after your interview with Santa Sanchez, Nina's mother, did you make an opinion as to whether or not she was protective of Nina?
Yes, at the time of the investigation, she was a protective parent.
So she was protective at that time.
Yes.
And what did you base that determination on?
When investigation is going on, usually a safety plan is made with the parent that is not part of the abuse or neglect, and whether they will be protective of the children while the investigation is being conducted.
And if the defendant is, or if the in a CPS case, if the person who's alleged to have committed the abuse is reintroduced to the home, do you still make that same determination that the parents are being protected?
Okay, at the time of the investigation, so it doesn't impede the investigation, it is asked that the alleged perpetrator does not have contact as to not impede the investigation. So at the time, she was protective in not allowing contact while the investigation was being conducted.
Did the determination that Santa Sanchez was being protective of Nina, did that same determination last throughout the duration of your investigation?
Yes, it did.
And at any point, did you become aware that the defendant was reintroduced to the home?
No,
So Santa Sanchez did not tell you that the defendant was moved back into the home 3 months after the allegations?
well, at that time, once I close the investigation, it goes on to family-based services, and that after the determination was made, the case was transferred for services. So at that point, I don't have any more contact with the family. It goes on for services.
And when did you close your case?
I closed my case, let's see the date, I can't remember, it was 18 years ago.
Is there anything that would refresh your recollection?
If I can look at when I,
Your Honor, if I may approach the witness.
You may.
Thank you. And you, what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit 1. Please don't read from it. It's just to refresh your recollection, but you can look through to see if you can remember.
the case was closed May 2nd, 2007.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And you also said that the defendant was interviewed as well, correct?
Yes.
When you, did the defendant make, a statement to you about the allegations? Or, I'll withdraw that question. Let me ask this first. How many times did you speak with the defendant?
Twice.
Now, the first time you spoke with the defendant, what did he say regarding the allegations?
He denied the allegations. He was made aware of the allegations. He denied the allegations. And then I also did a risk assessment with him, family history, and
And,
also let him know the safety plan of them.
and, what was the safety plan that was put in place in this case?
There's no contact while the investigation was being conducted
And who was he, supposed to not have contact with?
with Santa's children. Just while the investigation, she went to go live with her mother while the investigation was being conducted.
And, when did this first interview with the defendant take place? If you must refer to safety. Equipment.
I first met with him. It was February the 20th, 2007.
And, you said you met with him a second time, correct?
Yes.
When was the second interview conducted with the defendant?
The second interview was March 1st, 2007.
So approximately, just a few weeks later.
Yes.
And, that second interview, who asked for that interview to be done?
Mr. Thomas contacted me and asked if he could meet with me.
And what did he want to meet with you regarding?
He wanted to let me know that he had touched Nina inappropriately, and he said he felt bad about it, and he also wanted to get some help for it.
Now, did the defendant ever make a written statement regarding his admission?
Yes.
And was that written by Mr. Thomas?
Mr. Thomas had asked if we could write it. So I had our admin come in, and he dictated what he wanted to say to her. And so she wrote it, and then she typed it out, and then it was read to him and asked if it was correct and if anything needed to be changed. And he said no, that it was fine, and we all three signed it at the same time.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Ms. Castellanos, I'm showing you what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit number 2. What is that document?
This is a statement that he dictated, that my secretary, our admin, typed out and read to him, and then we all three signed it.
And when was that statement?
March 1st, 2007,
And how do you know that?
because it's dated March 1st, 2007.
I'm sorry, if you could speak.
Oh, it's dated March 1st, 2007.
And has this document been edited or altered in any way to your knowledge?
No.
And is it a true and accurate copy of the statement that was signed on March 1st, 2007?
Yes.
And Your Honor, at this time, the state would seek to admit State's Exhibit number 2 into evidence.
You know, I'm gonna object for the incomplete of the record. If the prosecutor wants to introduce the letter, it should be the full letter, not as redacted, Your Honor, because there's pertinent information that has been redacted from it.
All
So
right, if I can
that's
see
evidence rules.
State's Exhibit number 2, please.
And if I may, Your Honor. That's why.
All right. The defense is asking that the entire State's Exhibit number 2 be admitted without the redaction. Any objection?
Let me take a second to prefer. No. Your Honor, we won't have any objection to admitting the full document.
All right, if you will label it.
Uh,
If you want to call that State's Exhibit 2A.
2A, Your Honor.
All right, they're labeling the unredacted portion as State's Exhibit 2A. Defense, do you have any objection to State's Exhibit 2A?
You know, the reason I'm not giving this one is because that's my part number.
No, I understand. But are you going to have any objection to 2A?
Not to the full document, no, Your Honor. No objections, Your Honor.
All right, then State's Exhibit 2A is admitted without objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Castellanos, I'm presenting to you again what's been now admitted under State's Exhibit number 2A. If you can please read that document to the jury.
Okay. My name is Richard Thomas. I read the whole thing.
Yes, please.
My name is Richard Thomas. I'm 28 years old. My birth date is August 7th, 1978. I live at 2431 Penn Road, San Antonio, Texas. I'm here to talk to Ms. Castellanos regarding the results of a polygraph test I voluntarily took with Sabino Martinez. I am here of my own free will. I told Mr. Martinez I would discuss the results with Ms. Castellanos. I was informed by Mr. Martinez that I did not pass the test. I did touch Nina on her vaginal area by putting my fingers on the top of her vagina. I went to the back room where Nina and Jacqueline and my son Anthony were sleeping. Santa was asleep in another room. I checked to see if she was wet. I did not check Jacqueline. I never touched Jacqueline. I think I touched Nina and I went a little too far. I knew that this was wrong when I did it, and I felt very disgusted with myself. I did do it. I made the choice to do it. I knew it was wrong, and I did it with sexual intentions. I do not understand why Nina said it happened 3 times. It only happened once. I informed Ms. Castellanos that I want help, and I'm sorry for what I did. Everything I have stated in this statement is true. Stated is true.
Thank you, Ms. Castellanos. Now, previously you stated that this document was typed by a secretary, correct?
Yes,
And was it shown to the defendant prior to him signing it?
it was read to him, and then he was allowed to see it to make sure everything was correct.
Was he given the opportunity to make any edits if anything was not correct?
Yes,
And did he claim that anything was incorrect as written on this document?
no,
And he signed it,
yes,
and he signed it in front of you?
yes.
Thank you, Ms. Castellanos. No further questions. I'm going to pass the witness.
All right, defense.
Ms. Castellano, this is not the first time we meet, is it?
No,
You recall that in our prior meeting, you stated that you met with my client on January 20, 2007,
yes,
and then you stated that the referral came to you in February 12th of 2007.
yes,
But here today, you testified that it was on February the 10th.
yes. Well, we went through all that because there was a typo
Typo where? On,
on the narrative.
so when you testified earlier, when you said it was the 12th, there was a typo?
It was, the month was wrong, but the date was correct.
So is it the 12th or the 10th?
So the first time I met with him was February the 20th, 2007. But it says January, but it was February.
Okay. And you stated, and I quote, that you interviewed everyone involved. Is that correct?
Yes,
Did you ask anyone involved to take a polygraph test?
I didn't ask anybody to take a polygraph test.
Okay. But was anybody else offered the opportunity to take a polygraph test?
There wasn't any other alleged perpetrator in the investigation.
So I guess the answer is no.
No,
Would this department want to make sure that the complaining witness is truthful?
the reporter,
Not the reporter, the complaining witness,
the victim,
the victim.
yes.
And how does the department ensures that?
Well, she's a child, so a 9-year-old should know about digital penetration.
Did you guys check her school records?
That has nothing to do with abuse or neglect.
Did you guys talk to her teachers?
Objection relevance.
Overruled.
I can check. No, I did not talk to her teachers. I just talked to the two reporters.
Did you talk to her friends?
We don't interview other children in an investigation.
Did you interview her aunts?
No, I interviewed the reporters who were the ones that had knowledge of the allegations.
The ones that you're saying that are confidential,
Yes,
that we cannot ask any questions today.
yes.
Isn't that convenience?
Objection sidebar.
I withdraw.
All right, the objection will be sustained.
You stated that the case, that big old thing that you have, was closed on March 1st, 2007?
Only my part of it.
I'm sorry?
Only my investigation is not part of this whole thing. Mine's just about
May I
6 or 7
approach you, Honor?
pages.
Yes.
Did it close? Back,
Mhm.
Did it close your investigation on the same day that you received his purported confession?
So my part of my investigation closed when my investigation was completed. Then the case is transferred to family-based services, which is probably some of this. And if then anything else was added to it, it would be in here. But my part is the only part that's closed.
Okay, but you stated, and I quote that your investigation closed March 1st, 2007. Is that correct?
No, my whole investigation, because I still had to do the offense report, didn't close till like May.
What day is that? On
This is the day that he wrote the confession, doesn't necessarily mean the case was closed that day.
Now, how was that confession obtained?
Mr. Thomas called and made an appointment to come into my office.
After he had supposedly done a polygraph?
Yes.
Did you review that examination?
I did see the results, yes.
No, not the results, the examination.
I'm not a polygraph examiner. I wouldn't know how to read it.
So you wouldn't know that a polygraph doesn't detect truth, does it?
Objection, lack of personal knowledge.
That'll be overruled if you know.
I don't know.
It only measures some kind of reaction by your body, doesn't it?
Again, objection, Your Honor, lack of personal knowledge and relevance.
To lack of personal knowledge, that will be sustained.
Why does the department use it then?
At that time, it was a tool that could be offered, but we don't make anybody go and take it.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
In that big pile that was shown to you, do you have the allegations made in February 2nd of 2010?
I don't know until what page is it? What do you want?
I'll tell you what. Let me show you what has been marked as defendant's exhibit number 8, I believe. I'm going to show you what has been marked as defendant's exhibit number 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to ask you whether you know what that document purports to be.
Your Honor, I'm gonna object at this time. The witness has already testified that her case was closed in 2007. These are allegations coming from 2010. Additionally, they call for hearsay. She was not the investigator. She was not the caseworker for those.
All right, none of that foundation has been laid. The court is unaware what defendants 8, 9, and 10 is. That'll be overruled.
I can't answer to this because I did not do this investigation.
So you don't have any personal knowledge of the contents of this document?
No, I didn't do this investigation, so I
Okay.
couldn't.
You don't have any personal knowledge?
No.
And that's not part of that document that you have?
If it's another investigation, it might be, but it wasn't conducted by myself.
How many times has Nina made allegations sexual in nature?
I do not know. I just investigated my case.
You didn't investigate or pull out any priors?
No. I mean,
That
I didn't investigate. If there was investigations that came after my investigation, I would not have any knowledge because I concluded mine and they'll go to another investigator so that there won't be any bias.
Would that have been appropriate procedure for the department to have done, to see,
Yes,
but it was not done?
to see what, I don't. I
If
didn't
there's
understand your
other-
question.
Complaints, any priors?
That would be up to the investigator that is conducting the new investigation.
Tell me, Ms. Castellanos, were the children, the remainder children, bless you, of my client away from the household when this alleged confession was given to you?
Yes, at that time, they were staying with the grandmother.
Okay, and so when were the children returned to the house?
I have no knowledge of that because it went to family-based services and the family has to complete services that are offered by the department. And only when all that's done, then they make that determination when the children can be
Okay.
returned.
Please refer to your file. When were the children returned?
I do not know. That was not done while I was investigating. The investigation, after it was conducted, was referred to services for the family. That's another department, another caseworker. I am done with the case at the time the investigation is closed. When it goes to family base, that's a whole nother department. And the family is given a service plan that they're all supposed to comply with before and that that worker and her supervisor will determine when the children can be returned home. I do not have any knowledge of that.
The children were removed while you were doing the investigation, didn't they?
They weren't removed. They were never taken custody by the state. The mother agreed to do the safety plan while the investigation was being conducted,
While the investigation being conducted.
so that it
That's-
couldn't be said that the alleged person is impeding the investigation or trying to coerce the children.
That's your investigation.
That was my investigation. That's protocol.
And then you stop that investigation after you get a confession. Is that correct?
I concluded that yes, it was reason to believe and the child was credible.
And then the children are given back to the family.
At that time, the safety plan is still in place until the family can receive services. That's another department.
And you stated that you concluded that the child was safe.
Because the mother was being protective.
So it doesn't concern the department that allegedly my client has confessed to doing inappropriate things to a 14-year-old child,
She was 9 at the time.
9. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
When she was 9, what year would that have been?
2007.
2007.
Mhm.
Did you see 2007 in any of these dates?
I don't know what that,
I'm not asking you if you know what this is. Do you see 2007 in any of these dates?
And objection, Your Honor, to lack of personal knowledge.
Overrule.
no,
No. You have a confession, supposedly. Yes?
Mhm.
Nothing come about it,
No, I did an offense report to San Antonio Police Department.
okay? And was my client charged?
Like I said, I'm not law enforcement. I'm with Child Protective Services. So once my investigation is concluded and when it goes to SAPD, I have nothing to do with that.
So according to you, the investigation and the case was closed May 2nd of 2007. Is that correct?
I believe so.
At what point in this time does your investigation or your involvement ends?
At that time. Once the offense report was made and then the case was transferred for services. For the family.
Is it possible that my client made a confession in a desperation to get his children back?
They were never
Objection,
removed.
Your Honor, speculation.
Sustained.
Do parents sometimes do crazy stuff for their children?
Objection, speculation.
Overruled. You may answer.
I can't answer for the parents. I don't know what they're thinking.
Was the return of the children contingent upon that statement that you have?
The children were not taken by the state. They were still in custody of the parents.
Was the ability of the children to be back at their original place of Adobe, their residence, contingent upon that statement?
No,
They were let back in the household after the statement. Is that correct?
not while I was investigator. It went to family-based for services. I have nothing to do with that. If the family complies, I don't know what determination was made after that. I am just an investigator.
As an investigator, can you call the police and bring charges?
I don't bring charges. The district attorney brings charges. I'm just writing the offense report.
As an investigator, can you write a report and say, look, I'm required by law to let somebody know?
Anybody can make an offense report.
Did you do it?
Yes,
Where is it?
it was the form that we have as working with the police department, and it's a form.
Can you find it?
I don't know if it's in here, but I don't see that it's in here.
Nothing further for the defense, Your Honor.
State,
Briefly, Your Honor. Ms. Castellanos, you testified that you did not ask the defendant to take the polygraph exam, correct?
No, I did not.
To your knowledge, was that polygraph voluntary?
Yes,
And the children were never taken away from the home.
not during my investigation. Like I said, the mother was compliant.
And the defendant of his own volition requested to meet with you to make that confession.
Yes, he did.
In your experience as an investigator with CPS, do children always give all the details about an incident when you first meet them?
Just as objection beyond the scope, beyond cross.
overruled.
You can answer that.
When I interviewed this child, she did give detailed information about what happened to her, and she was credible. Whether she gave all the information at that time, I do not know.
But in your experience, do children give all of the details when you first meet with them? In their first meeting?
Objection, Your Honor, ask and answer.
Overruled.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Just depends on the child. Every child's different.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ms. Castellano. The prosecutor just asked you if you asked my client to submit to a polygraph test. Correct?
Yes.
And you said no.
No.
Who asked my client?
I believe his wife did.
His wife asked him.
She was going to talk to him about it. I don't know.
Did his wife also ask him or ask Nina to submit to a polygraph?
Objection, hearsay. Call for hearsay.
Overruled. You can answer if you know the answer to that question.
I don't know. I do not know.
What's the mother's name?
Santa.
And at that time that she allegedly asked my client to submit to a polygraph test, were they married?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled.
I don't remember.
At the time that she asked my client to submit to a polygraph test, and I know this is a little tricky, I keep asking remove, were the children inside her home, in her home?
No, she went and stayed with her mother.
So they were not living in their home.
No,
That's what I refer to as remove.
well, that's not removed by the state.
I didn't say by the state, as a man removed from their household.
Objection, sidebar, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Were they removed from their household?
Objection, ask and answer.
Overruled.
You can answer.
Oh, at that time, she had the choice whether to stay in her home or go stay with her mother, and she chose to go stay with her mother.
So now you get this alleged confession and now everybody comes back to their home.
I don't know, because the case went for services.
You stated that Nina seemed credible. That's right.
Yes.
How long you spend with her?
Usually in interviews it depends on how much the child's talking. It could be as long as it takes for the child to feel comfortable and say what they need to say.
Ma'am, I'm not asking you usually. I'm asking you with Nina.
Maybe in an hour,
In an hour, you're able to ascertain that the child is truthful.
pretty much.
You didn't ask teachers, friends, family. You just listened to a child.
If a child is giving descriptions of what she is saying happened to her, and an 8-year-old should not know about sexual things at that age, I would tend to believe when she gives detailed statements that it's credible.
Was this interview recorded?
Yes, I believe, yes, it was.
Did you have a video of it?
No, at that time we used CDs, I believe. This is 18 years ago.
Do you know whether that interview has been provided to the defendant?
Objection, lack of personal knowledge.
Overruled. You can answer if you know the question to the answer.
I do not know.
Well, you have never seen it, have you?
The interview, I did it.
A DVD video of the interview.
It was an audio.
And again, do you have any knowledge whether that audio has been turned over to the defense?
No, it's
Objection
usually,
has an answer.
Overruled. You can answer the question.
it's usually protocol that it goes with the case, so it would go into the department's records.
Would you be surprised if I told you that I don't have it?
You could have requested it.
Will you be surprised, ma'am?
Objection.
You don't have to answer that. I have no further questions.
All right, state.
Nothing further based on that. Your Honor.
All right, is this witness excused or subject for recall?
Excuse from the state.
I would like to have this witness subject to recall for impeachment purposes only.
All right. You may be asked to come back, so make sure that you're available if you're needed to come back to testify.
Okay.
The rule has been invoked. What that means is you can't discuss your testimony with anyone. The only persons you're allowed to speak to are attorneys for the state of the defense. All right, thank you so much.
Thank
You may step down. All right, could I see parties briefly, please? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're going to take our break for today. What I am anticipating, and again, this is just me anticipating, I never really know when a trial is going to end, but I'm being told by both parties that they perhaps think they may be ready to do closing arguments on Friday. So I do have a docket tomorrow. So I'm going to have you all back here tomorrow at 1. And then we'll continue with testimony at 1. Then I'm anticipating on Friday closing arguments, maybe either Friday morning or at the latest, maybe Friday by 10:30 a.m. You have heard some evidence in this case. You're not allowed to start deliberating internally within yourself or with each other. I'll let you know when it's time to deliberate. You are not allowed to view anything or talk to anybody about this case. You are not to do any investigation. Everything that you need to know about this case is to come from inside the courtroom. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
All right. So you all, we're off the record. So you all will have a chance to beat the rush hour traffic.
Thank you.
All right. So tomorrow you're going to be here at 1. So on Thursday, there are still jurors that come in and we still get about 500. So usually people tend to go off campus for lunch. So probably if you're here by 12:30, you should probably have a parking space. All right, everyone, please rise for the jurors. All right, please be seated. So everyone, we are going to have a hearing with regards to any statements that the defense is seeking to ask the complainant, and the court will make a decision tomorrow on whether or not what the defense is seeking to have presented before the jury is admissible. So I'll give you all a chance to make your record, and you can ask your questions, defense and state, if you wish to ask questions as well. And then what I will do is I will give everyone a chance to go home, sleep, so that you can make your arguments to me tomorrow.